Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. We've got a ZvZ going on here today, which should be extremely awesome. So up the top side of the map, it is going to be Mr. Revival. He is 22 years of age from South Korea, sponsored by CM Storm. And his opponent down the bottom side of the map is Mr. HyuN, who is 26 years of age, also from South Korea, plays for Team Rocat, and is also sponsored by Rocat. Well, I don't know exactly what the difference is there, but I'm sure there is some sort of difference. So anyway, we're going to be checking this game out, and yeah, see exactly what happens. So moving on. Not really. Oh well, we do have this extremely early spawning pool from Mr. HyuN, as well as pretty early gas. So it looks like he's going for fairly fast ling speed, like incredibly fast ling speed actually. So building a ton of lings right here, saving up for the thing. Looks like Revival is playing pretty standard, going for the hatch pool sort of play, and he is going to be quite surprised. Oh no, no ling speed. We're going for a baneling nest early on. So that is going to be very, very interesting. Just going to be blowing up stuff all over the place. I don't know if he's planning on getting banelings before Revival gets queens, but I think he might be able to, actually. I think he might be able to get banelings before Revival gets queens. And if so, that is just going to be complete insanity. Absolute complete insanity. There we go. The baneling nest nearly finished. The ling's coming in, going to be doing some attacks. Going to be coming in, doing some attacks, sort of banking off. There we go. This thing is out. I'm going to see a whole bunch of lings coming out for Revival. We're going to be seeing a queen coming out as well. Actually need a bit more minerals to get that second queen. Is he going to build it? I assume he would be. And here we go. Banelings coming out down the front. Those guys will be running in very, very soon. And those workers, man. The lings are going to be out in time. They get out in the perfect position, but they run straight past the banelings. Here we go, baneling's coming in. Is he going to explode? Oh, he had a great position there, really. I think one baneling actually just hit like 6 lings over there. That's incredible. That's really, really nice play from Mr. HyuN. Continuing to warp in banelings. Revival with bugger all at the moment. He's got 8 workers and he's got no lings at all. Building 4 more lings at the moment, but I don't think it's going to help. The queen around there as well. There's one baneling left, blowing up a few workers. The queen is trying to find the best position, but it's just not going to be enough. There's banelings coming around the other side. They've only got 1 worker and 1 queen left to blow up. And Revival does give the GG. So very, very nice early pressure there from Mr. HyuN. And a pull into baneling nest. I thought it was going to be speed, but it was a baneling nest. So really, really nice. Now don't run away, because we are going to be casting another game straight away between these two guys. And I really wanted to cast a very fast game, but I also wanted to cast a video that wasn't extremely fast. So that's done, and Revival has given the GG. So we're going to be jumping out of there. We've got another game between these two guys, which I'm going to be casting straight afterwards. So you can sort of see the time, but if you weren't paying attention, then you probably missed it there. So let's just say this is not a 30-minute game. It's another sort of good, sort of bad, sort of decent, level of time. But between the two games, it should be out to enough. So anyway, let's, well, we've got pretty much the same players doing pretty much the same things. We're going to speed it up here to 8 times. I always speed it up just to skip like the first minute or so, because nothing really happens. And there we go. Now we're back to faster level of time. HyuN, I don't know if this is the first game or the second game, but he is going for a fairly fast pool again. So exactly the same as the previous game, but as I said, maybe the previous game was the one he played after this game. We just do not know, because I didn't bother to check the times for the replays. But moving on, looks like Revival is going for a hatch first build as well. Well, hatch first is similar to the last game, or similar to the next game, depending on how you want to look at it. And we will see exactly how this works. So we've got no early gas from HyuN at this time, so it looks like it's just going to be early ling pressure going out to Mr. Revival. Obviously, he didn't deal with the early ling pressure all that well last game, but we will see if he does any better this game. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, it's It's always hard to talk about stuff at the very start of the game because there's nothing really to talk about, and it's doubly hard when you're actually casting 2 games in the one video because it's like, well, I couldn't think of anything last game. Well, actually, HyuN saved me last game, so he went for an ultra early pull into gas, so I could just talk about that. But this time, it's pretty much doing the same thing, so I just do not know if these lings are going to accomplish all that much. They did okay last game. But, I mean, the workers can scare off lings fairly easily. I mean, you get the workers surrounding them, the lings all pretty much die, and you get them all on the one mineral node, and suddenly they're just surrounding everything. So it does get very scary. One worker does get owned, and here we go. If he gets enough lings, he can just move in there and just do an attack move. But it is very, very dodgy. Oh, here they go, getting in the middle. HyuN has got no choice but to go for it. He's killing a fair amount of workers, finally does get through, and more workers are continuing to stream into Revival, starting to get to the stage where he's actually running low on workers. He's going to be building 8 lings and a queen out here, which should be enough to save him for a little bit longer, but the worker losses right here are quite substantial. We've got a total of 12 workers lost right here to only 3 workers lost, 3 lings lost, sorry, from Mr. HyuN. And looks like it's going to be it right there, but the worker count, 5 under 13, so HyuN really doing a phenomenal job right there. Pushing back, and he is going to have a very decent worker advantage for quite some time. However, his army advantage is not going to be so... He's actually pushed up to 17. Did you see that? He's pushed up to 17. That's huge. But he's got no lings at the moment. He's got no defenses other than this one queen, and he's building a second queen as well. So, yeah, 2 queens on the ramp together. Should be able to hold this ramp. Should be able to move forward a little bit, snipe those lings a little bit. And he's got 6 lings coming out as well, which should be okay. But this second guy isn't out there, and the lings are looking to get a nice round. 2 lings blocking it off at the very last second. Great job there, and that was really close. If he didn't have those 2 lings there, the 6 would have got a surround on the queen, and the queen almost certainly would have died. But HyuN getting a bunch of lings out is pushing hard on the workers once again. He's 18 over 16, so Revival has been pushing very hard on the workers as well, doing a fairly good job. And now it's just a hard macro push from both players. Unit-wise, we've got 7 over 3 and 24 over 19. So HyuN definitely with the advantage. He's got 2 queens as well, whereas Revival has 0. So Revival is behind in every way that it is possible to be behind, except for the expansion, because they both have 2. But we will see if HyuN can turn this lead into a victory, or whether Revival will be able to do something fancy and actually turn it around a little bit. I do not know what's going to happen, but the ling does go down. Bunch more lings coming out. Revival looking to sort of push this off. HyuN looking to try and kill some more workers. I think he got a couple more there. 15 workers total have been killed, which puts him 36 over 20. Actually, very nice. Almost thinking about, well, not almost thinking about third base, because he still needs like 60 workers to fully mine the first 2 bases, which is an insane amount of workers just for 2 bases. But that is how it works. And usually, if you're at the 60 worker mark, you've got a third base. I mean, that's just very, you know, it does make sense. And there we go. HyuN switching firmly into the mid-game sort of play. Needs another Evo chamber here to fully block this off. Does not have it. So the 4 lings are going to come in, are going to see the Roach Warren and the Evo chamber. And that's going to be very important info for Revival. Straight away, he's getting 2 gas geysers. Would not be surprised to see a Roach Warren coming out imminently for Mr. Revival, because in his weakened state against HyuN, he cannot hope to defend against roaches with only lings. He needs roaches of his own. And so, yeah, let's have a look. Let's just double make sure he does see this. He's also seen the third base that HyuN is getting at. So HyuN getting the Roach Warren, getting the third base, and Revival has got to, I think Revival has got to choose, what do I go for? Do I go for a third base, or do I go for a Roach Warren? And he really needs both of them. If he doesn't have either of them, he is going to be screwed. He's 11 workers behind. He needs the third base to keep his macro up. Most importantly, his economic macro, his work account. But he also needs the Roach Warren so he can actually survive at an army basis. And there we go. Getting the Roach Warren down and getting double Evo chamber. Is this going to be a double Evo chamber? He's going to fully block this off if he's not careful. No, here we go. He's left a gap there. And he's chosen to go for the roaches. Unfortunately, it looks like HyuN is built a ton of Lings very, very fast, and is going to try and make sure that Revival is not going to get a third base, which may be what Revival is expecting, because he didn't go for the third base, he went for the roach run, and that is going to help him soonish, but he's going to have to get a ton of roaches to really make a go of it against HyuN, because HyuN is going to be able to out macro him in terms of the roach count, and I think this is just going to go down. I don't think Revival is going to last here. Either he's going to lose short term against roaches, or he's going to lose long term against macro. It's I think it's up to both of these players which way it goes, but I don't think there's any doubt that HyuN is going to win this game. So we'll see though. He's really pumping up a lot of gas. He's getting some upgrades as well. Revival has managed to get level 1 armor going, which HyuN doesn't have. So I guess any sort of advantage you can have in this point in the battle is going to help you, but there we go. 14 roaches coming out at once. Revival just cannot compete with that many. And the Lings actually coming out. I think there were a couple of Banelings as well from HyuN. Lings thinking about coming in. Revival does push his way out with 4 roaches, 2 queens. Does secure the third base for now, but HyuN, with the massive, massive roach army he's got 18 over 8, is just going to swarm in here. And I don't think Revival is going to be able to hold him off. I mean, defensive advantage when you're 10 roaches behind, the defensive advantage isn't worth as much as you would think it is. The Ling's going around the backside, getting in the main base. You can see him on the left side. The roach numbers moving in. Queens healing up the roaches. It's a very, very nice touch, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And there we go. The roaches are going to go down. I don't think the Revival can save them. Meanwhile, the Ling's getting up here. Roaches are wiping them out slowly, but still Lings are going down. And in the end, HyuN takes another victory from Revival. So very, very nice job from Mr. HyuN. Both times going for an extremely early pull. This time, the early pull did still buy him quite a bit of stuff. Went in there, did a lot of very heavy worker damage early on. And then transitioned very, very smoothly. And you saw after the Lings all died, after Revival's Lings all died, his counter Lings, everybody just went nuts on workers. And that's really what you have to do. You have to go absolutely ballistic, get as many workers out there as you can, and just try your absolute hardest to get the macro back up. Because if you're crippled as hard as you are, it's really... Even HyuN was crippled going for really early Lings. I mean, you have to cripple yourself to get that many Lings out that early. So you've got to push workers hard. Otherwise, you're just going to be crippled for the rest of the game. So there we go. Done deal. 2 games in 1 cast. Both nice and short. And maybe I'll do this a little bit more, because I love casting the early rush videos, the early rush games, and seeing... Because that's when your build order and your micro really, really does shine, in the very, very early rush videos, where it's 2 units versus 2 units, and you really got to micro them beautifully. But unfortunately, they don't last very long, and I hate uploading a game which only lasts for like 4 minutes. Because I do 1 a day, and if you rock up on your day whatever and you see a video that's 4 minutes long, you feel like, you know what, I was hoping for longer. I was hoping for more. So yeah, 2 games is definitely awesome. And we'll definitely do this again if I do, because I definitely want to do a bit more rush videos. So we'll probably do this when we do more of them, which is, I don't know when, but we will do them at some point. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another one. So stay tuned for that.